Okay, welcome to the second tutorial. In this one, we're going to be using the scenario crab world, um, or modern crab. So if you haven't got it yet, go to pupil share and get it from the scenario um, folder. Or if you have, and you've already copied it over, select modern crab and then open the project. So it loads up a Greenfoot world, and at the start, we've got a crab world, and we have one actor who is a crab. So let's compile it. And let's add a crab to our world. So we'll right click on him and we'll go. So if we click run, the crab will do whatever it's been programmed to do, which at the moment is nothing. So we now need to start having a look at how we code our actors. So to get into the code for the crab, you either right click and go open editor, or you can just double click. A new window will open, and on it will be the code for the crab. So a couple of things about what this code is doing at the moment. This is Java, and Java is a real-world programming language. It's used heavily on games, mobile phones, and on the web. It's also used quite a lot for security systems in banks, and people get paid millions if they can code very secure software for banks. At the moment, though, we're using it to create games. Um, You'll see here that there's some words highlighted in different colors. So the ones highlighted in a color means that they are a key word. So they're telling Java to do something. This one's telling it to import greenfoot.star. So there's lots of Java files that Greenfoot provides, and this imports them so that we can use them. The next one starts a crab and tells Java that it's a actor. And you'll notice that there's some curly brackets just under it. There's different types of brackets that we use in Java. Curly brackets are there to separate our code out. And you'll notice that for every opening curly bracket, it has a partner closing curly bracket. So for the first one, public class crab, to note that all of the code in the middle belongs to the crab, we put an opening curly bracket at the start and an opening curly bracket at the very end. The crab then has one method. So a method is a part of code, and it has it, and it's called act. So this will be run every time the act button is pressed, or we just click run and it will constantly run. You'll notice too that it's got some brackets and it's got some normal brackets here. We'll talk about these in a second, but again, we can see some curly brackets, and so our code is going to go into the middle of the curly brackets. The first thing we're going to get our crab to do is move around. So to get something to move in Greenfoot, all you do is you type move, open and close bracket, and in between those brackets, we're going to put a number. So the open and close brackets are for what we call parameters. So move takes in a parameter, and it wants to take in a number. So we just tell it how much we want to move. At the moment, just experiment. The important thing with Java is at the end of every line of code that you write, you put a semicolon. So this is my code done. I've said move open bracket 5 close bracket semicolon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press compile. It tells me that there were no syntax errors, so that's if I'd written something wrong. So sorry, if I delete the semicolon off the end there and press compile, you'll notice that it said semicolon expected and highlighted the line. So Greenfoot tries to tell you at all points if you've done something wrong, what it is you need to do to fix it. So I've done my code, I'm going to press compile and then close this window. I'm then going to press compile on the big screen, and I'm going to add a crab. So I'm going to do it the quick way by holding shift. And now if I press act, you notice he starts to move. So I can change the amount that he moves. So I can change it to, let's go to 10 by changing the number in the brackets. So I'm going to compile, and now he moves a lot quicker. Notice though, he just goes to the end and he stops. So let's get him moving around a little bit more and a little bit like a crab. So I'm going to open the crab code again, and underneath where it says move, I'm going to say turn. And again, turn like move only wants to have a number put into it. So I'm going to put 3 and end it with a semicolon. I'm going to change move back to 5, and I'm going to compile my code. Okay, so let's add a crab back to our world, and now when we run, we'll notice he's now moving in circles. As I change, oh, let's pause my code. As I change this number here, he'll either move in tighter circles or smaller circles. So experiment with what numbers make him move in larger circles and what numbers make him move in smaller circles. Okay, I'm going to end this part of the tutorial here, and then there'll be another video showing you how to use controls of your keyboard to get him to move around.